gentlemen, special guests, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2024. It is with great honor and privilege that I stand here before you to extend a warm welcome to Lakota East High School Senior Awards Night. As an assistant principal, I am deeply humbled to witness the culmination of years of hard work, dedication, and perseverance that has brought our seniors to this special occasion. To the graduating class of 2024, tonight is not just a celebration of academic achievement, but a testament to your unwavering commitment to excellence in all aspects of your high school journey. From the countless hours spent studying, to all your extracurricular activities that you pursued with such passion. Each of you has left a permanent mark on our school and in our community. As we gather here tonight, surrounded by family, friends, and mentors, let us take a moment to reflect the incredible support system that has guided you through your journey. To the parents, guardians, teachers, and staff who have nurtured and encouraged our seniors every step of the way, we extend our deepest gratitude for your unwavering support and dedication. Seniors, as you embark on the next chapter of your journey, remember the lessons learned, the friendship you forged, and the memories you've created at Lakota East. It will forever be a part of who you are. As you step into your future, embrace the opportunities that lie ahead with the same courage, conviction, and belief that you have shown us in your 4 years at East. Before we kick things off, we need to recognize that tonight's ceremony would not be possible without the leadership of many, but especially our senior advisors, Ms. Bruce and Ms. Schaffner, our guidance secretary, Ms. Stacy Lewis, and as always, Principal Burnside. Let us take a second to acknowledge them. Finally, graduates, my final wish for you is that your futures are filled with endless possibilities and that you will always carry with you the spirit of Lakota East High School. Without further ado, I would like to hand things off to Nu Alpha Theta President, Kyle Smith.
Thank you, Mr. McConnell. Family members, friends, faculty, and administrators, thank you for being here celebrating us today. Fellow seniors, please remember to celebrate yourselves as well. It hasn't been an easy path to where we are today, but through our hard work, tenacity, and purposefulness, we've made it. You know, there's been a lot of talk lately about a certain new technology, artificial intelligence, or AI. So in the spirit of AI, I thought I would consult ChatGPT for this speech. So I put the following prompt into ChatGPT. Write me a speech for a high school senior award ceremony. ChatGPT responded with, "Good evening. It is a tremendous privilege to stand before you on such a momentous occasion. Tonight, we gather not just to celebrate the remarkable achievements of our students, but also to recognize the journey each and every one of us has embarked upon to reach this point of distinction and pride." Now, it sounds a little bit generic, doesn't it? You know, there's a lot of worry about everything that AI is going to replace, but whether it be art, writing, or jobs. But in the midst of worrying about AI, I want us all to take a moment and remember that there are certain things that it will never be able to replicate. First, AI can never replace our talent. It can never replicate that feeling when the East Theater cast looks at the audience after one last outstanding performance of Mamma Mia. That feeling when our wonderful East Choir sang America the Beautiful at our naturalization ceremony to welcome new American citizens. That feeling when the East Marching Band jumped up in celebration after competing in the Super Regionals tournament in St. Louis this year. Or that feeling when our varsity boys basketball team prevailed over St. X after a long, hard-fought game. Let us treasure these creative, artistic, and athletic accomplishments and celebrate the many talents of the class of 2024. Secondly, AI can never replace our work ethic. As high-achieving seniors, we are all no strangers to any group projects, cramming for AP exams, or pulling all-nighters. And for many of us, our hard work allowed us to excel at school while making the strongest efforts in the sports, arts, and other extracurriculars. Each and every one of us in this gym has worked hard, and each and every one of us that's here today in celebration of our grit, our perseverance, and our self-motivation. And if there's one thing that AI can't replace, one thing, it's the camaraderie, the friendships, the indestructible, irreparable bonds that we have formed during our time at East. We have so much to be grateful for in our school. The wonderful teachers, the engaging clubs, Mr. Burnside's Friday dance. But what I'm most grateful for is you all, class of the 2024. I'm grateful for your steadfast friendship, your unrelenting kindness, and your constant support, both during the tough times and the good times. Times like these in which we raise one another in celebration. As we transition from high school seniors to members of the workforce, freshmen in college, and members of the military, there will inevitably be major changes in our lives. And in this period of change, I ask us all to keep in mind our personal core values. The values that AI can replace. The values that we will always hold dear in our hearts. And the values that enable us to achieve our dreams. Remember, a computer prompt can't substitute our creativity or talent. A software can't emulate our hard work. And by no means can a code or algorithm replace the companionship that we've shared in high school, the companionship that we will share for the rest of our lives, and the companionship that we share today, celebrating one another. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Samantha Luoma, and this is Audrey Jackson, and we have the honor of presenting academic awards to students with last name A through B. Miriam Abdelrani, High Honors, Presidential Award. Adnan Abdullah, High Honors, Presidential Award. Allison Ackerman, High Honors, Presidential Award. Hannah Ahmed, High Honors. Arsul Alam, High Honors and Presidential Award. Melanie Aldez, High Honors and Presidential Award. Taylor Andy, High Honors, Presidential Award. Sarah High Honors. And Takira, High Honors, Presidential Award. Ronald Antwi, High Honors. Tyler Bachman, High Honors and Presidential Award. Ella Apkin, High Honors. Jasmine Ashford, High Honors and Presidential Award. Adelia Bauer, High Honors and Presidential Award. Omar Bengali, High Honors. Aishan Bahati, High Honors. Sarah Bingane, High Honors and Presidential Award. Kinley Blankenship, High Honors and Presidential Award. Selena LeBlanc, High Honors. Austin Brady, High Honors.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mike Slemons, and I'm the Director of Sports Medicine Outreach for Beacon Orthopedics. And with me tonight is Melanie Haney, the Sports Medicine Manager for Tri-Health. And we're here to present some academic awards for student athletes. Every year, Tri-Health and Beacon co-sponsor a scholarship for Lakota East student athletes. The scholarship requirements take into account community, involvement, activities, leadership roles, as well as a written essay. The essay is written about how Lakota East athletics has affected you or prepared you for life after high school. We had numerous applications, and they were very poignant, thoughtful, well-written essays. This year we selected 5 scholarship recipients, which will each receive a scholarship check for $1,000 this evening. When your name is called, please join us up on stage.
The first young lady is not here because she is currently playing a game and representing Lakota East, but I still want to recognize her. So, Alyssa Cleland. And for the rest, when I call your name, please join us on stage. Carson Hill. Alexis Park. Haley Still. And Sydney Zavila. Congratulations all.
Congratulations to everyone here tonight. I'm Brielle Maynor, and I'm representing the Lakota Optimist Club. The club was founded in 1976, and its purpose is to be a friend of youth. Faculty and staff nominate juniors as Students of the Month, one each from East and from West. Many of you sat with us and told us about your high school experiences over last year. Those students then submit an application as seniors to be considered for the Student of the Year Award, which comes with a scholarship. I'm honored to present the 2024 Lakota East Student of the Year Award to Kyle Smith.
Hello, class of 2024. Good evening, and hello, parents and family. My name is Leslie Deneen Reneker. I am a 1989 graduate of Lakota High School before it split to East and West. Kristen is my sister-in-law. I've said it before in years prior, I will say it again tonight, I'll say it every year that I'm here, that this is one of my favorite nights of the year. Kristen was 17, she was a senior at Lakota High School, again before it split, when she was in an accident on January 2nd. She was killed and she has now been gone for 32 years, which seems like an awfully long time, but her legacy is so vivid that it bears repeating. The past several years here and at West have been particularly special for a couple of reasons. This year, selfishly, because of the ages of my kids, I happen to know a lot of 2024 graduates, both at East and West. But also because these days we know that some of the people sitting in the stands back there were Kristen's classmates, teammates, or some of them were even elementary school students who had Kristen as their peer counselor. A few years ago, after I presented this scholarship at West, a man called my name through the crowd as everybody was leaving the building, and when he caught up to me, he was in tears. It turns out he had been one of Kristen's classmates, and his son was a senior that year. He just wanted to talk about her for a few minutes. He told me she was remarkable. He told me that she had friends from all walks of life and that it was her goal every day to bring them together. So much so they nicknamed her the lunch table ambassador. Kristen is a reminder of what making a difference looks like in action. Dave Fleming is a family friend of ours. He has been writing for ESPN Magazine and Sports Illustrated since 1994. But his humble beginnings were at the Pulse Journal. He worked there at the age of 24 when he was fresh out of college, and the first article that Dave Fleming wrote was about Kristen's accident and her passing. And it affected him so deeply that he maintains a meaningful relationship with our family to this day. In that article, he said in part, "In time, we will take the tragedy of this accident and turn it into, hopefully, the perpetual illumination of Kristen's spirit within each of our lives." And that's why I love this night. I get to tell you about her, and I'm very grateful to Lakota every year that they let me do it. I get to tell you that Kristen wasn't perfect, but she was tenacious, and that she was not the best student, but she worked her butt off for her success. She wasn't the fastest runner on the team, but in conditioning, when she finished first, she went back and ran with a struggling teammate so they could finish. She knew how to love people well. There's a scrapbook that sits in our house, and everybody in our family has one of these scrapbooks. It contains articles, pictures, copies of cards and letters from back in 1992 and into 1993. So I was going through that last week as I was preparing this speech, and I found a copy of a poem from a 5th grader who had Kristen as her peer counselor. This poem said in part, "Kristen was there for everyone, no matter how they looked or what they wore. She knew what life was for. She taught us to look deep down in our hearts and put together all the pieces and parts." So on this night, I get to tell all of you, as you're heading off into the world, stuff like that. I get to tell you how utterly cool it is that there was a group of kids who did a weekly Bible study with Kristen, and they remember her saying that heaven would be a neat place and she couldn't wait to get there. I asked my mother and father-in-law this year to share with me something that they remember, just kind of like a moment in time or a snapshot. My father-in-law said he remembers Kristen's deep disappointment when she was once cut from an AAU team. But he remembered the strength that she showed as she dealt with that defeat and how she moved forward. My mother-in-law said that she remembers Kristen's compassion and specifically talked about a note that Kristen left. It was either on her bedside table or her makeup table one night that said, "Don't you leave this house without talking to me because I know something's bothering you." I get to mention fun things too, like at Lakota West, their assistant principal, Jason Jackson, was also one of Kristen's friends. And at the baccalaureate service that year, he and 3 other young men sang an a cappella song called "It's So Hard to Say Goodbye" for Kristen, and my mother and father-in-law have never forgotten it. Kristen's life is more relevant today than ever, and here is why. We hold in our hands phones that place the world at our fingertips. But we live in a very fickle culture that tells us what relevance looks like and how to maintain it. Buy this, post that, wear this, drive that, live in this house, live in this city, expand your brand. There's a lot of pressure, but Kristen's life practically screams, don't fall for it. Your impact will always be made in the smaller and often private moments that you spend with other people. It will be made in the way you value them and the way you look them in the eye. It will be made in asking yourself, did I slow down and take my time with my family and friends and with strangers? I promise you, these are the things that people will remember. This is how you will build a legacy. This is how it's done, and we know it because Kristen's life speaks to it. While times change, the human condition never does. There is a saying, death brings you a choice. It can lead you to the edge of the abyss, or you can build a bridge that will span the chasm. The extraordinary gift that my mother and father-in-law gave all of us was to use Kristen's life to build a bridge and span a chasm that is now 32 years and counting. To the outstanding young women who applied for this scholarship this year, I didn't get to meet you, but I was told that each one of you represented who Kristen was in some way, shape, or form. And there is no higher compliment that our family can pay you than that. It's important to us that you know this, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. But without further delay, I'd like to highlight this year's recipient. She is a young woman whose mentors have described her as a beacon of stability who elevates the environment that surrounds her. Determination and an unyielding work ethic is balanced by her cooperative spirit, innate leadership ability, and an authentic desire to serve others. The first person to ensure others feel included and valued with a kindness that serves as a guiding light. She is rooted in a rich faith and with a desire to, per her own words, center her life around God and find ways to honor and trust Him. Her accomplishments are many. Among them are National Honor Society, serving as captain of the cross-country and track teams, volunteering with organizations such as Big Paw, Little Paw, and Relay for Life. She is the first and only athlete in the program history to be presented multiple times with the Thunderhawk Award. Affectionately described as empathetic and a force of nature, these qualities will serve her well as she attends Wittenberg University in the fall as a student athlete, where she will run cross-country and track and major in nursing. So, class of 2024, on behalf of the entire Reneker family, it is my greatest pleasure to present the 2024 Kristen Reneker Memorial Scholarship to Miss Meredith Brown.
Good evening, my name is Gabby Jones and this is Raylan Hilton, and we are presenting honors awards to students with the last name C through H.I. Liberty Vasile. Rachel Clark, High Honors Presidential Award. Ryan Coombs, High Honors Presidential Award. Celine Crow, High Honors. Rista DeHall, High Honors. Ujwal DeHall, High Honors Presidential Award. Aiden Daniels, High Honors Presidential Award. Carson Garrison, High Honors. Maximilian DeSalvo, High Honors. Chloe Fisher, High Honors. Emma Fuller, High Honors Presidential Award. Anthony Hendrick, High Honors. Nicholas Ritchie, High Honors. Emily Ford, High Honors Presidential Award. Braden Garkey, High Honors Presidential Award. Gabrielle Gambetta, High Honors Presidential Award. Zoe Gilbert, High Honors Presidential Award. Martin Glass, High Honors. Reagan Gowdy, High Honors Presidential Award. Sydney Broden, High Honors Presidential Award. Natalie Broden, High Honors. Caitlin Hall, High Honors Presidential Award. Hannah Hamilton, High Honors. Iris Cameron, High Honors Presidential Award. Emily Henderson, High Honors Presidential Award. Matthew Hurd, High Honors. Carson Hill, High Honors.
Good evening. I'm Rod Blanton with the Purple Monkey Project, and before I get into the organization and tell you a little bit about it, I'm going to go ahead and I'd like to call up Ann Kim. And if you can go ahead and come up here on the stage for me. You should get used to being in front of people, okay? So go ahead and come on up as you go through your career here coming up. You got things to say, and people need to hear what you're going to have to say, okay? So I want to thank Lakota East for having me here tonight, especially in light of the fact that both of my boys are Lakota West graduates. And I still feel welcome, and in the end, we all just want to whack Mason, right? So I'm here representing the Purple Monkey Project, and we're a Butler County-based nonprofit created in the memory of Reagan Van Os. Reagan was a 10-year-old little girl that lost her life in a tragic accident in May of 2021. She was a resident of Fairfield, and rather than be lost without purpose, Reagan's parents created the Purple Monkey Project in 2022 as a way to get back to the community that lifted them up in their darkest hour. The organization gets its name from Reagan's favorite stuffed animal. I want to read you our mission statement and tell you a little bit more about us. Our mission is to support local youth by providing financial aid for extracurricular activities, funding scholarships in Reagan's name, and partnering with other youth-centered nonprofits to be a force for joy in the lives of children in Southwest Ohio and beyond for decades to come. If you want to learn more about us, you can find us at purplemonkeyproject.org. We have Facebook, all the other social media outlets, and you can find out about our fun run coming up in May, our wiffle ball tournament in July, our golf outing in September, and our mic drop competition that we have with local celebrities in November. When reviewing these scholarship submissions, we're not necessarily looking for the smartest kids in the room. Oftentimes, they are very good at academics. But the criteria of this award makes it more about finding those fantastic human beings. And I'm here to present one of our $1,000 scholarships to Ann Kim. You should all be very proud of Ann. Many of the kids that apply for our scholarships are from the Fairfield area where Reagan lived. So they know the story well. They've interacted directly with the family. Ann didn't have that built-in advantage. But when the scholarship committee read her entry, it was obvious she understood our mission. It was obvious the heart she has, and she really hit it out of the park. She picked up on some things about what we do that most adults don't recognize. So in recognition of Anne's achievement, I'd like to present her with this certificate, and later this summer, $1,000 will be transferred to the college, university of your choice in your name to help with tuition and room and board assistance. Anne, congratulations.
Good evening. I'm pleased to join you tonight. My name is Karen Gibbs. I'm Vice President at the Northern Cincinnati Foundation. And every year we give out about $100,000 in scholarship awards to both Lakota East and Lakota West, Mason, and lots of other high schools in the area. And it's something we're very proud to do. We partner with many families and businesses in the communities to accomplish that. So we are happy to be here tonight. And we wish each of you the best of luck in your next steps. The first scholarship I'm awarding tonight is the Pete's List of Excellence in History and Government Scholarship. Raymond Pete Peters put aside his educational aspirations to put his life on the line in World War II. After legislation was signed enabling World War II veterans to receive their high school diploma, several years after the fact, Pete received his diploma during his 75th birthday celebration. In honor of Pete, Pete's List Scholarship recognizes a Lakota senior for whom education is of central importance and to have excelled in history and government classes, demonstrating a superior capability, interest, and understanding of world and U.S. history and civics. Recipients also demonstrate commitment to their community and extracurricular activities. Please join me in congratulating Rebecca Petty as our 2024 recipient. The next scholarship I'm here to present is the Dana Spangler Memorial Scholarship. Like many of our scholarship funds here, the Dana Spangler Memorial Scholarship is in memory of Dana, who was a former Lakota student, enthusiastic athlete, community member. She loved volleyball and softball and was an active member of many nonprofit communities as well. The scholarship that bears her name is awarded each year to a female student at Lakota East. It's the hope of Dana's family that the scholarship not only helps fund the recipient's education, but serves as a way to keep her memory alive. Congratulations to the 2024 recipient, Kate Moreland. Last scholarship I'm here to present is the Dr. Masood and Shakila Ahmad Scholarship. Dr. Masood and Shakila Ahmad are local community leaders who established this scholarship to highlight something of great importance, and that is interfaith and civic engagement across varying beliefs and ideologies at a time when division is often the norm. The scholarship is awarded to a graduating senior in the greater Cincinnati region who is committed to and has exhibited excellence through interfaith and civic engagement. Recipients recognize the value and benefits of reaching across faith communities regardless of religion, race, or ethnicity, and serving the greater good to build a stronger community. Congratulations to the 2024 Dr. Masood and Shakila Ahmad Scholarship, to Nadia, I'm sorry if I mispronounced this, Sashi.
Good evening, my name is Marvin Richter, and this is Carson Hill, and we have the honor of presenting academic awards to students with the last name HO to MI. Andrew Hollingford, High Honors and Presidential Award. Emma Hoover, High Honors and Presidential Award. Matthew Horman, High Honors. Robert Grossman, High Honors. Ethan Cutable, High Honors and Presidential Award. Maria Cutable, High Honors and Presidential Award. Matthew Cutable, High Honors and Presidential Award. Ava Human, High Honors and Presidential Award. Bryce Jones, High Honors. Sadie Kess, High Honors and Presidential Award. Shakzodakam Kamzela, High Honors. Chloe Khan, High Honors and Presidential Award. Emma Lau, High Honors and Presidential Award. Emma Laughlin, High Honors and Presidential Award. McKenna Lavely, High Honors and Presidential Award. Ryan Meisner, High Honors and Presidential Award. William Lewis, High Honors and Presidential Award. Max Lovejoy, High Honors. Madeline Lewis, High Honors and Presidential Award. Evan Luoma, High Honors. Kayla Luonga, High Honors and Presidential Award. Charles Lyden, High Honors and Presidential Award. Luke Nitzensky, High Honors and Presidential Award. Rodney Mulvey, High Honors and Presidential Award. Lauren McDonough, High Honors. Julia McGowan, High Honors and Presidential Award. William Meyer, High Honors and Presidential Award. Nathan Nicholson, High Honors and Presidential Award. Aiden Nicholson, High Honors.
Congratulations, seniors and family members who are here tonight. Big accomplishment. My name is Nick Lang. I'm here tonight to present the Alicia Lang Memorial Scholarship. Alicia was my sister and a 2010 Lakota West graduate. We were both born with cystic fibrosis. Her battle with cystic fibrosis was daily. She fought hard over 20 short years. By the time she was in high school, she spent the majority of her time at Cincinnati Children's. While only attending school about half the time, she was able to graduate with her class thanks to her help and support of her tutor and the support of staff here at Lakota. Alicia enjoyed being involved, even if she couldn't be in the school activities. In 2012, Alicia, along with my father here, won the Making a Difference Award for raising awareness in the quality improvement of patient care at Children's Hospital. Alicia was courageous, outspoken, fun-loving, and everyone's friend. Unfortunately, in March of 2013, she lost her battle with cystic fibrosis after receiving a double lung transplant. Education was very important to her, even though she could not fulfill her dream to attend college. Before I go on, let me tell a quick story about what happened. So last night we did this, the same thing at Lakota West. We were honored this year to be able to give a scholarship to both East and West. As we were walking out, I got stopped by a parent. And my first thought was, did I choose the wrong child? what happened. So this parent stopped me, and she was pretty thankful for my speech and everything. And she wanted to tell me her story about cystic fibrosis. We do this for two reasons. Number one, I think it's to keep my sister's legacy alive. And number two is to raise awareness for this rare disease. Not a lot of people know about it. Only 30,000 people in the United States have it. So it is classified as a rare disease. This parent goes on to tell me about her best friend who passed away when she was 29 years old. My first thought after hearing that was, well, I'm 29 years old. You know, I'm suffering with this disease. But the positive part about the whole thing was I am living proof that the disease has come a long way since 17 years ago, since my sister passed away 11 years ago. So I can only assume that her best friend and then my sister laid the groundwork for future generations. So anyway, so that was a little bit of a story that happened actually yesterday, so there's a little bit of an edit to my speech here. But one thing that I want from all of you tonight, all of you seniors, is as you go on to your next chapter, just stay curious. Don't make assumptions, don't be judgmental, be outgoing, be outspoken. Now getting on to the recipient for tonight. The recipient won the hearts of the whole committee. Their ability to make the most out of an unfortunate situation had us confident that we made the right decision. I can personally connect with this person on a deeper level because they, along with I, both lost their siblings at a pretty young age. So without further ado, you heard from him already tonight, so Kyle Smith, come on up.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Shankar, and I'm here on behalf of Dr. Casanelli, Dr. Baker, and Dr. Doc. Don't worry, we're not all going to speak. I'm not speaking because I'm the most eloquent. I'm just very adept at picking the short end of the stick. But it is a special privilege to be here today, and we want to thank the principal, the administration of the school, and of course the esteemed teachers. Where would we all be without excellent teachers in our careers, role models, and just guiding lights to lead us along the way. But the real reason we are here today is to recognize one outstanding student amongst so many excellent students who are here today. So congratulations to all of you. But we have a scholarship every year, and this year it's one amongst you who has won it. And we want to have the young Ms. Julia McGovern come up to the stage, please. Well, I just want to say a few things about Julia. And most of you, I'm sure, know her better than we do. But her essay, and what really appealed to us, is that at such a young age, she has learned that a part of life is challenge and adversity. And how one reacts to that is how successful we will be in our lives. She has chosen to deal with challenges as a fuel to propel her in her personal growth and her professional career. Now, we're not biased. We didn't just pick Julia because she's going to Ohio State. Although the three of us call Ohio State our alma maters, and I still teach there after 25 years. And so, Julia, congratulations. Wonderful job. Wish you the very best. And you do have a long way to go to be a pediatric oncologist, but you're starting off good.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Baze Whelan, and this is Luke Atkins. We are presenting academic awards to students with the last names MO through SM. Lena Mosley, High Honors and Presidential Award. Aisha Moeen, High Honors and Presidential Award. Cliff Morindardi, High Honors. Kate Moreland, High Honors and Presidential Award. Nadia Sachi, High Honors and Presidential Award. Anna Muehlheisen, High Honors and Presidential Award. Tamana Niazi, High Honors. Aziza Nigmajanova, High Honors. Brian Nachia, High Honors and Presidential Award. Victoria Rapoka, High Honors and Presidential Award. Madeline Osborne, High Honors and Presidential Award. Hakeem Owadi, High Honors. Joseph Patrick, High Honors and Presidential Award. Maximilian Page, High Honors and Presidential Award. Alexis Park, High Honors and Presidential Award. Julianne Payne, High Honors and Presidential Award. Riley Pendleton, High Honors and Presidential Award. Ryan Perdikakis, High Honors and Presidential Award. Emily Peter Jonas, High Honors. Rebecca Petty, High Honors and Presidential Award. Andrew Pittman, High Honors and Presidential Award. Carly Porter, High Honors. Catherine Raven, High Honors. Asma Raja, High Honors. Delaney Renneker, High Honors and Presidential Award. Morales, high honors. Taya Robbins, high honors. Alex Ross, high honors and presidential award. Abdel Hakim Saleh, high honors. Kudrat Senhawalia, high honors. Lydia Schaefer, high honors. Adam Shahata, high honors and presidential award. Ethan Sheldon, high honors and presidential award. Mallory Schroeder, high honors and presidential award. Reagan Snyder, high honors.
Good evening. My name is Jessica Geralds, and I have the privilege of representing Lakota East's PTSO tonight. We will be awarding 4 scholarships to 4 individual students. In an effort to be more inclusive this year, we have changed and expanded the criterion for our scholarships. I'm happy to say that this worked very, very well, and we received many applications. But with each application that came in, it became more and more difficult to choose just one winner. That said, we are proud and humbled by this year's scholarship winners. The first scholarship is for the Balanced Life. This student has shown that they have learned time management skills, balancing school with other outside activities. This student balanced school, sports, work, clubs, volunteering, and family obligations. As a part of HOSA, the National Honor Society, working and taking CCP classes, and also helping with her family, she learned effective ways of managing her time. This has allowed her to increase productivity and leaves her feeling prepared to continue her education and earn her bachelor's degree in nursing. Please join me in congratulating Ryan Pertikakis for her Balanced Life. Next up, we have a scholarship that we like to call Be Bold. This student has been bold in the face of adversity during high school. As a freshman, this student underwent a shunt externalization surgery and was hospitalized for many months. Recovery was often painful and exhausting. During recovery, they had to relearn how to walk, hold their head up, and reestablish things like hand-eye coordination. She had to give up many loved activities, all while relearning to do many day-to-day tasks. Oh, and this was also during COVID. So much time had to be spent catching up on classes, even when she wasn't fully recovered. Her bravery and determination to overcome all obstacles is why we are proud to give this award to Anna Harper. Our next scholarship is Change the World. This student has greatly benefited their community, family, or other group during their 4 years at Lakota East. This student has accomplished acts of service through the National Honor Society, volunteering with food and clothes drives, and organizing peer tutoring. He organizes community service with the Leaf Club, planting trees, and creating nature trails, and has mobilized a recycling system at Lakota East that educates other students about sustainability. On a personal level, as a child himself, this student suffered the loss of his brother and attended childhood grief counseling. As a freshman, he felt ready to give that same support and guidance to other children, and now volunteers as a group facilitator at that same childhood grief center. Congratulations to Kyle Smith, who has Last but never least is our impact of the arts. This student has greatly benefited from their participation in the arts. This student started his journey when he joined the band in 6th grade. Having quickly fallen in love with playing the saxophone, he continued his journey with the Cincinnati Youth Wind Orchestra and the OMEA District 13 Honor Band and the OMEA District 13 Honor Jazz Band. During this time, he has received superior ratings, academic excellence in band and jazz band, and a Director's Award for Excellence in Music. At Lakota East, he has carried the honor of being a soloist and section leader in marching band. This student plans to further his musical journey at the University of Cincinnati, where he'll double major in saxophone performance and musical education. Congratulations, Max Page.
Will Roman Moore, Alexis Park, Riley Pendleton, and Lisa Fan and Mira Seppi join me on stage, please? Good evening. My name is Amy Ellifritz, and I teach Latin here at Lakota East High School. These students coming up took the National Latin exam in March, along with over 100,000 Latin students in all 50 states and 26 foreign countries, including Australia, Belgium, Belize, Bermuda, Brazil, Canada, China, Colombia, Denmark, Germany, Greece, Hong Kong, Italy, India, Japan, Jordan, Kenya, Korea, New Zealand, Russia, Singapore, Spain, Switzerland, Taiwan, Thailand, and the United Kingdom. That was a lot. The National Latin exam has 4 levels of awards: the Summa Cum Laude Gold, the Maxima Cum Laude Silver Medal, the Magna Cum Laude, and the Cum Laude. In 2 years of Latin, Riley Pendleton has accumulated 1 Magna Cum Laude and 1 silver medal. Hope to aid. In 3 years of Latin, Roman Moore has accumulated a Cum Laude, a silver medal, and a gold medal. Hope to aid. In 4 years of Latin, Mira Seppi has accumulated a Magna Cum Laude, 2 silver medals, and this year a gold medal. Woohoo! Also in 4 years of Latin, Alexis Park has accumulated 3 silver and 1 gold medal. Woohoo! And last, Lisa Fan, in 4 years of Latin, has accumulated 2 silver and 2 gold medals. Hope to aid. Congratulations to all. Woohoo!
Hello, my name is Mike Buckenmeyer. I am a retired math teacher from Lakota East. I retired last May. I'm up here to present the Spirit of Lakota East Scholarship in honor of my wife, Judy. Little background, Judy taught here for 19 years. She was an educator for more than 30 years. She died unexpectedly in June of 2020. As a math teacher, she was very witty with her sense of humor and her ability to make complicated content more easily understood. She exhibited qualities that we want all our East family to possess: genuine concern for others, compassion, empathy, honesty, just to name a few. While always providing a calming presence and an encouraging smile or a reassuring voice, Judy always looked for and found the good in everyone. When a need arose, she consistently felt compelled to fill the void with her time, talents, financial resources, and organizational skills. She always said, you don't have to be part of an organization to make a difference. All you have to do is do something to make things better. And she did this. She led by example. She demonstrated to her students and the whole East community how to put words into actions and make a difference. She encouraged her students to join her in the process, and she made East a better place. And she made those around her better people. So this scholarship is awarded to individuals who demonstrate Judy's compassion for others by making a difference in the Lakota East community. The applications were scored by 15 teachers, family members, and friends of Judy. And then the finalists were interviewed by a panel of 3 teachers, and both parts were considered in picking our 3 recipients. This is the 4th time we've given a scholarship, and after today, we will have given $10,000 to students here at Lakota East in scholarships. It was very difficult to pick the winners. We had arguments for and against all of the candidates, but we came up with our 3 winners. So the first gets a half scholarship of $500. This person has volunteered in soup kitchens in Cincinnati for 8 years. And when the soup kitchen she was volunteering at had enough people, her family went to a different soup kitchen that needed more help. She participates in very many environmental causes, park cleanups at VOA and Keener, tree plantings. And in the future, she is wanting to work on beach restoration and recovery. And she plans on going to Coastal Carolina, so hence the beach restoration and recovery, study biology and biochemistry, and pursue a career in genetic counseling. Lena Mosley. Our first full scholarship winner has volunteered at the Cincinnati Zoo and worked on service projects for Billion Graves, which actually goes to cemeteries, takes pictures of gravestones and cleans them up and tries to work on ancestry for the different families that are trying to get their past history. She runs a Bible study at 6 a.m. every school day, which to me is amazing. I had a hard time getting here at 7 every day, and she's doing Bible study at 6 a.m. every day. She ran that study, plans on attending BYU, and she wants to start in June. I don't know, when I was a senior, I want to take that whole summer off, but she's going to start in June, and is going to spend time on a mission, and she has no idea where that mission is going to take her, which fascinates me as well. Sarah Larson. Sarah's at her brother's wedding, so we'll make sure she gets that. Our last full scholarship winner volunteers at Hope Brush Camp Intervention and Heart Animal Refuge. She's a competitive archer who volunteers as an archery coach and runs archery camps for youth. She plans to attend a major four-year state institution out of state. I think she said that important. Biochemistry and molecular biology. and she wants to earn her doctorate in chemistry and work in research to better people's lives. Isabella Newmore.
Logan Spagnolo, high honors. Sarah Sparling, high honors. Matthew Squires, high honors and presidential award. Madeline Stringer, high honors presidential award. Holden Steinbrink, high honors. Matthew Steinke, high honors presidential award. Haley Still, high honors presidential award. Haley Sabetti, high honors. Julia Tenover, high honors. Phoebe Tao, high honors presidential award. Aiden Turner, high honors presidential award. Andrew Vogelman, high honors presidential award. Hayden Wallace, high honors. Lily Wallet, high honors. Ava Weaver, high honors. Reese Whitaker, high honors presidential award. Jesse White, high honors. Brooklyn Wilkinson, high honors. Brooke Wilson, high honors presidential award. Olivia Wilson, high honors presidential award. Stuart Wilson, high honors presidential award. Brennan Wright, high honors presidential award. Claire Diesel, high honors presidential award.
Our next award of the night is the Excellence in Education Award. This award was, the teacher that won this award was nominated by our senior class and elected by our senior class. We do have two students that nominated this teacher that are going to come up and talk tonight. So please welcome Miss Emily Fuller and Maddie Henderson to the stage.
I'm Maddie Henderson. I'm Emily Fuller, and tonight we're honored to present this year's Teacher of the Year Award. The amount of support Emily and I have received from this teacher, academically and personally, surpassed every expectation. While for many, this is their first year having this teacher, or maybe you've never had the honor of sitting in their class, this is my second year with them. In all my years as a student, I've never received support like this from anyone else. I know if I'm having a hard time, this teacher will drop anything to be there for me. If I'm struggling with concept, there's always that familiar face I'm unafraid to turn to. Not only are they amazing at guiding their students through their course, but they're an amazing person. I've spent the past 3 years watching this teacher go above and beyond for their school and community. Every day, I aspire to be a better person because of them. One of my fondest memories from this year was, in our little class of 7 people, arranging the desks to be like a dinner table. It was a rough week, and I think we all just needed one period of rest. One person started talking about their day, and then the next, and then all of a sudden it was like a family sitting together at the end of the day, unwinding and just taking time to talk to each other. Well, we only had that one day of getting no work done, and I'm sure this teacher would beg to differ and say that we could get more work done every day. It was the best thing I could have asked for at that moment. This teacher has brought together such a close-knit group of kids. I have no idea where I'd be without them. So for that, I say thank you.
While this is my first year as a student of this teacher, I've been lucky enough to know them throughout my time at East. Lots of teachers use the phrase, "my door is always open," but for this teacher, it really is. Whenever I walk in the hallway, I see them standing outside their room with a smile on their face, engaging with the student body. They're selfless when it comes to supporting their students. I've stayed after school countless times and come in early for flex periods. Every possible hop time and advisory of mine has been spent in that classroom. While it might not be their main subject, they've proofread dozens of essays and tried to help me with the hardest units of calculus. This teacher is the most compassionate person I've ever met. If you talk to any of their students, we all have a different story regarding how they've helped us through a difficult time in our lives. While this teacher is, when they're not helping their students, they're probably doing something for their fellow educators. This teacher is my role model. I hope that one day I can be as brilliant, kind, thoughtful, and witty as they are every day. I owe them so much, and while a simple thank you can't repay them for all they've done for East, it's a start.
Now, it is our pleasure to present the 2024 Teacher of the Year Award to Kaylee Schaffner.
I'm going to request a change in the order for next year. I'm always up for that. Good evening. I'm Jennifer Millard, one of the counselors here at East. I'm honored to announce the seniors who have achieved the prestigious designation of National Merit Finalists and National Merit Commended Scholars based on their PSAT scores from their junior year. This accomplishment enables students to be considered for a multitude of college scholarships nationwide. At this time, I'd like to invite East's 4 National Merit finalists to the stage to be recognized. Niraj Dahal, Shasha Shankaramani, Kyle Smith, and Reese Whitaker. Congratulations to these 4 on that outstanding achievement. Would this year's commended scholars please now also join us on the stage to be recognized? Annalise Brown, Madison Burkhardt, Michael Keene. Sarah Larson. And Jeffrey Zhu. Congratulations. While I'm up here, I'd like to make a last-minute addition and announce this year's Procter & Gamble STEM Scholarship winners. Each of these students will receive $2,000. They plan to study something in the STEM field at college, and we just wrapped up the interviews yesterday, so this is why this is a last-minute addition, and would Taylor, Andy, and Ann Kim please stand up and be recognized. Congratulations to you two.
Good evening. My name is Rob Burnside. I'm very honored to be the principal here at Lakota East High School. And before we get into recognizing this amazing group of our top 25 seniors, I do want to take a moment to provide some recognition. First of all, to our amazing support staff, who yesterday was Administrative Professionals Day, so we got to honor them with that. But everything that was set up tonight was done by Miss Lewis, Miss Nelson, and Miss Lindner, and our custodial staff. And it was absolutely amazing. The best thing about today, top 25 ceremony, this ceremony, I didn't have to touch a thing. So what a wonder it is for me to not have to do any of that because we have such an amazing team. So before we move forward with introducing these students, I'd like us to give a round of applause for all the members of that team that helped us out. Also want to recognize again, if you may have noticed, I was not in here at the start of the ceremony. And that's because I went outside, because right now we are having a big lacrosse game outside. And we had our senior night for our senior boys lacrosse team. And it's unfortunate they can't be there. The challenge of this time of year is that there are so many, there are events every single night from March 30th past graduation. So finding that sweet spot of where we don't have a lot of things going on is a challenge, and we understand that this time of year. But the fact that I was able to be out there and recognize those seniors is also a tribute to our administrative team and our counseling team who are scattered around here tonight. Miss Noble, Miss Inzero, Miss Millard, Miss Fisher, Miss Bryant, Mr. McFarland, and Miss Fugel. Let's give them a round of applause. And last but not least, again, before we get into recognizing these seniors, we have the two most amazing senior advisors on the planet. The fact that they manage homecoming, they manage graduation, they manage all the things leading up to it, and take so much off of our plate and make sure that everything is done perfectly. One of them we've already recognized tonight, Ms. Schaffner, who was very deserving of that Teacher of the Year honor, but we also want to recognize Miss Bruce, who is seated over here right next to you. Let's please give them a round of applause. All right, at this time, let's go ahead and let's recognize these top 25 seniors. Josephine Bensick, High Honors Presidential Award. Angelica Body, High Honors Presidential Award. Annalise Brown, High Honors Presidential Award. Madison Berghardt, High Honors Presidential Award. Mirage DeHart, High Honors Presidential Award. Daniel Epley, High Honors, Presidential Award. Aisha Firdos, High Honors, Presidential Award. Ann Kim, High Honors, Presidential Award. Isabella Newmoyer, High Honors, Presidential Award. Riley Niehaus, High Honors, Presidential Award. Lisa Fan, High Honors, Presidential Award. Sydney Poling, High Honors, Presidential Award. Madison Price, High Honors, Presidential Award. Marvin Richter, High Honors, Presidential Award. Alexa Shatsky, High Honors, Presidential Award. Manal Sanu, High Honors, Presidential Award. Mira Seppi, High Honors, Presidential Award. Shasha Shekankarami, High Honors, Presidential Award. Kyle Smith, High Honors, Presidential Award. Bree Wendhusen, High Honors, Presidential Award. Sydney Zavila, High Honors, Presidential Award. Jeffrey Sue, High Honors, Presidential Award. One round of applause for our top 25 students. Great job.
Good evening. I'm Kaylee Schaffner, and this is Nicole Bruce. We are co-advisors of the senior class, and we have the honor of presenting the last 3 awards. These awards were generated as the result of a faculty committee that was formed several years ago to create special awards unique to Lakota East. The committee worked to develop the criteria and an appropriate title for each category. Since then, each year, each faculty member has nominated a senior boy and senior girl for each award. These nominations are then placed on a ballot for a final vote. The results for the vote remain a secret until Senior Awards Night.
The first award is the Senior Service Award. This award recognizes a senior boy and girl who have shown exceptional school and community service. These students have a track record of serving during their years as a Thunderhawk and have demonstrated that service is an important part of their lives. Their leadership in this area provides an example to all Lakota East students. The recipients of the Senior Service Award are Sydney Poling, and Kyle Smith.
The second special award is the East Side Spirit Award. These seniors have demonstrated extraordinary school spirit throughout the course of the school year. These students have displayed enthusiasm not only for our school's athletic teams, but also for East in general. They have shown leadership, sportsmanship, and special dedication to our school. The recipients of the Lakota East Spirit Award are Selena Blunt, and Baze Whelan.
The final special award of the evening is the Thunderhawk of the Year Award. These students are well-rounded individuals who are actively involved in daily life here at Lakota East. They exhibit a high degree of involvement, scholarship, service, and positive leadership, while also demonstrating responsibility and respect for their school, community, and education. The 2024 Thunderhawks of the Year are Emily Fuller, and Gabriel Gambetta.
On behalf of the faculty and staff of Lakota East High School, congratulations to these award winners and congratulations to the class of 2024. We thank everyone for attending tonight's celebration. Have a great evening.
And just want to know, please feel free to stick around, take pictures all you want. I'm also going to invite everybody in the gym if you'd like to go out and cheer on our Thunderhawks as they're taking on the other Lakota High School. Give a screen admission for everybody who wants to go out and cheer on the team. Thank you.